All praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to all our Akim doing and pushing this word in sincerity and truth worldwide, and a sincere shalom to the elect. Why are you so mad? That's why I'm going to dub this one. Why are you so mad? Here it is. We're returning to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, serving the Lord. Why does it affect you that much? What is the problem? Why are you mad at the Jehovah's Witness and all these different sects that they have within the Christianity world? Why are you mad at them? Here it is, we're turning back on to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and we're telling our people, we're not telling our people nothing wicked. We're telling them, stop committing that crime, stop being out there, them clubs and all this stuff, stop committing adultery. All these things we're telling them, and by setting an example, because we ain't doing that shit. We're not up in no clubs, you know what I mean? We're not out there gangbanging. We're not out there robbing stores and fucking committing fuckery, adultery, you know what I mean? But here it is, you have these people that are mad at us for, doing what we're doing, which in turn, a lot of young men have changed their lives, Romans chapter 12 talks about, the changing of your mind, right? So they should be happy, but here it is, we're getting hate mail. You guys are the worst thing since sliced bread, How are we the worst thing, man? We're actually out there teaching young men to change their ways and serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, but we're the worst thing. Wow. So yeah, I was watching the elders video here, the amount of shit this guy was saying, because he was saying something about the New Testament, New Covenant too, right? The amount of this individual, I don't know who the fuck he is, but the amount of shit that, I think he said his name in the beginning. It's ridiculous, man. Games. But enough of that, because, these people hate us, man. Okay, bottom line. Because we're not going to bow down to the idols that they serve. They hate us, okay? Why are you so mad? We serving Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakah Kodash, and none of your idols makes you mad. That's exactly why. If we're serving Buddha, if we're a Jehovah's Witness, if we're a Muslim, you would not be coming at us like this. But because the Lord has risen his prophets up in these last days and times, and we're telling the truth, this is why you hate us, okay? This is why you respond the way you respond. Galatians 4:16, okay? So let's get into this real quick, because there's a bunch of shit this guy was saying. Let me get to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Let me go right here real quick. Let's see here. Yeah, right here. Let's go Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh, thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes. You see that? To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So if you don't listen to what Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has commanded you, giving you the law, statutes, commandments, right? The law said what? The Lord said what? These curses are going to overtake you, okay? And we're living out these curses right now, all right? So let's go to another one, Deuteronomy chapter 29 and 9, or 8, Slakia. Yeah, 29 and 9. The secret things belong unto Yahweh our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. What does that mean? That we might do all the works. I'm Slakia. That we may do all the words of this law. Then you see back in Deuteronomy 28 and 15, we fucked up, right? We didn't listen to what the Lord said and what the curses befell us. So he gave us a way. Just like the brother said in the video, the elder, he said that the law is like a guide rail, man. Okay, it's like a guide rail. All right? Even on the highway, you got the beams that separate, northbound traffic from southbound traffic or eastbound and westbound traffic. And if that's not there, all chaos is going to happen. People may know, drive this way, follow this car. But what happens when weather, these things interrupt that travel where you can't see as good, right? Or you have some people that are just nuts, mud. And they just feel like, today I feel like driving on the wrong side of the road. So the Lord gave us instructions. And first of all, we are the Lord's people. Okay? He severed us. Well, we'll get into those scriptures. He severed us from all these other nations, man. The hell's wrong with you people? And chiefly, this is why you're mad too. Because we're not following the same shit that you're doing. First Peter chapter 4 and verse 1. For as much then as Hamashiach had suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourself likewise with the same mind, that he that have suffered in the flesh have ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to lust of men, but to the will of Yahweh. For the time past of our life may suffice us to wrath the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, reviling, banqueting, and abominable idolatries, wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of right, speaking evil of you. This is exactly why you guys are mad. The transformation, the reforming hasn't happened to you. And, for all likes a day, you can't get it, man. Because it wasn't given to you to get. It wasn't given for you to understand and have that understanding. So when you see certain brothers that, came out of the world, all of us, that came out of the world, you have those people that were once that we walked within the world that are talking reckless about us now and looking at us thinking it's strange that, look, these guys, man. I know this guy. I know his mom. And I know how he used to be and all those things, right? So they think it's strange that we pulled a 360 degree or 180 the other direction, right, on them. And completely change our ways, 360, right? Completely change our ways from what we used to do. Because we're walking in the other direction. They're walking in the other direction, right? Meaning they're going west, we going east. We going north, they're going south. So going back into this, the Lord separated us from all these other nations, man. We're not the same as them. Okay, we're not alike. Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 26, and ye shall be holy unto me. For I, Yahweh, am holy, and had severed you from other people that ye should be mine. Okay, so if the Lord is holy, he's going to make you walk in holy ways. Okay, he's going to give you laws, statutes, and commandments. All right? In my house, my kids can't do whatever the fuck they want, or better yet, they can't do what the rule is in the neighbor's house. Bring that into my house. No. So if the Lord's people, right, you can't separate them from the The law, the commandments, none of those, you can't separate them from that. They have their way in life. We have our way in life. We've been given away. We've been severed from these other nations, these other people. So, as I say in my household, my kids ain't the neighbor's kids. My kids are my kids. So I give them law, statutes, commandments to follow after, right? Does that mean that the neighbor's kids gotta listen to it? No. They have their own thing. But in this house, you know? So this is the same thing with us as a people unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because there is a people unto the Lord. Okay? Let me get this real quick. Psalms 144 and verse 15. Happy is that people. She dropped something there, Salakia. Happy is that people that is in such a case. Yea, happy is that people whose power is Yahweh. So that goes to show that not everybody's power in this world is Yahweh. Yahweh has a certain people that he calls his, heritage, right? His people, the ones that serve him. So let's go into something else right real quick. Going back into what the Lord gave us. Okay, Salakia. 1 Chronicles chapter 16 and verse 13. O ye seed of Israel, his servant. See that? Ye children of Jacob, his chosen ones. I'm not seeing the other nations put into this. I don't see Ishmael and all the rest of them. He is Yahweh, our power. Psalms 144 and 15. His judgments are in all the earth. Be mindful always of his covenant, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations. You see that? Be ye mindful always of his covenant, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations. So Lord, it don't stop. Okay? Even of the covenant which he made with Abraham, and of his oath unto Isaac, and have confirmed the same to Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant. You see that? So from Abraham, Isaac, onto Jacob, onto Israel, we got to continue to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? It was given unto us. This is what the Lord is commanding here. Okay? This is his requirement. I don't know where this guy gets off thinking that it's done away with. Please show us the scriptures where it's done away with. Okay? It's not done away with. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 17. Think not that I come to destroy the law. What does destroy mean? If we have an object, okay, like we always say, you youths should be careful when you use that word burn a fire upon things. When you burn a fire upon something, it's not coming back. You take a piece of paper, burn it, see if you can bring it back. So a lot of these kids, they'll burn a fire upon this, burn a fire, and then next 2 minutes, they're back in the mess. Right? So the Lord said, think not that I come to burn a fire upon the law. See, think not that I come to destroy, because that's what the fire does, right? A fire will destroy something, right? Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. See that? But to fulfill. Now, where does it say that after he fulfilled, that's it, the law is done away with? He was coming and showing you a prime example on how to walk onto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And guess what? We're going to fuck up. This is why rehearsing the righteous acts is put in there. We're going to fuck up. But he's that guide stone for us, that beacon. Remember, the Lord said, this is my well-beloved son. Hear ye him. And what example did Yahushua lead for us? He was perfect within the law, man. Did he go off? No. So, this guy, he's full of games, full of jokes, man. It's very easy. This is a very easy topic to get into, to give answers to, because it's right here in the scriptures. Just like you mentioned the Bereans. He don't even know. All right. Continuing. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, to all be fulfilled. Okay? So, this guy here, he's lost, man. He has hatred in his heart because he can't conform himself to these ways. Trying to make an easy route, for other people. And that's what people always do. When something's too hard, they try to make a problem. They try to make a problem with, okay, like how we're telling you, hey, the Lord said to return unto him and serve him. They're going to try and find something, oh, no, that's wrong. That, no, you do this, you do that. Always picking and packing to try and make what we're saying look wrong. But what we're saying is right, because this is from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It's not something worldly. We're following the commandments to the best of our ability. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And if he read, he would know that. Okay? So going back into this, let's go to John. Going back into keeping these things, right? Look what Yahushua said, John chapter 8 and verse 54. Yahushua answered, if I honor myself, my honor is nothing. It is my Father that honoreth me, of whom ye say that he is your power. Yet ye have not known him, but I know him. And if I should say, I know him not, I shall be a liar like unto you. But I know him, and keep his sayings. So what are we doing out here? We're keeping the sayings, we're keeping the doings that the Lord wants us to do unto him. Okay? His son being a prime example of how we're supposed to walk. And did his son come to break the law? Or to create new things? No. He came and he fulfilled. He was a prime example. And he kept the sayings of his father. Those which were written, man. To show you. I come as the example. Because remember, you can't. How's the saying go? The Lord is not. If the Lord is, let me say it like this. Through Yahushai, we are looked upon from the Lord. If you're not walking in that good stead, then the Lord don't eat. No, forget you. Get out of here. So through the eyes of Yahushai, who he sees fit, that's who the Father is going to find fit. The elect men that he has given him. Okay? Walking after the prime example. But these guys are rejecting that cornerstone. Talking about it's evil. It's wicked. So Yahushua kept the sayings of his father, man. This is why the Revelation 1 and 3 says this. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. We know we're in captivity, right? This is why we're rehearsing the righteous acts. Keeping these things which are written therein. Not adding to it and taking away from it. And once again, we're in the land of our captivity. Romans chapter 13 and verse 1 to 2, keep the laws of that land. But as long as it doesn't supersede the way of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, what he has given us. All things are expedient unto me. So You got to remember that too. It's written in the scriptures. You know, we're not going to be able to keep all of these things in the land of our captivity. Okay? This is why we're practicing and rehearsing. And what we can keep, we keep. Can you keep a beard on your face? Yes, you can. You don't have to put pork in your mouth. You're not before the guillotine and they're saying, yo, let me chop off your head if you don't eat this swine. As in the time of Eleazar, you know, and the sons of the Maccabees and whatnot, right? So a lot of y'all don't realize that. You don't get it, you know? Slocky, 1 second. Yeah, so you don't get that, okay? You don't have the understanding of that, which is fine, which is cool, you know? It's all right. But the scriptures is telling you here, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand, okay? What time is at hand? The time that our Lord and Savior is going to return and deliver those who he sees fit in his eyesight. And if he sees them fit, guess what? The Father's going to see them fit too. That's why there's a promise for doing this work, okay? Yep, let's go to Judges 5 and 11. But I wanted to get, before I go to Judges 5 and 11, let me see if I can find that scripture. Yep, right there. 1 Corinthians 10 and 23. All things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. Salaki, I quoted it wrong. Okay? So, all things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. Okay? In this captivity that we're in, we can't... Do we have a big field where we could raise lamb and choose out the right lamb? No. We go into a store, you go buy it, right? We're rehearsing the righteous acts. You know, when it comes to marriage, can you keep that? Right? As a matter of fact, when it comes to, you know, having multiple wives, these people will arrest you if you go, you know how they do before a priest and all this bullshit, and, you know, slip that ring on the finger, as they say. If you have 2 wives, they'll arrest you, okay? So you see that this society is ass backwards, right? And trying to have multiple wives at this time, just like Paul said, be as you don't have one, man. Just roughly phrasing, you know? Don't, in the kingdom we'll get all that. Don't, you know, because a lot of people try to get on, oh, you guys talk about multiple, well, if a brother, if a brother's got, you know, opportunity and land, and it's not pulling him away from serving Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, by all means. But, like I said, you know, distractions are the distractions, man. And these women are weak in this society. So, you know, moving on. Let's go to Judges 5 and 11. I'm going to close out. You know, we're rehearsing these righteous acts unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. This is the purpose of us turning back. This is the purpose of us serving Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. These laws, statutes, and commandments, Slakia, were not done away with. You know, Judges 5 and 11, they that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the place of the drawing waters, boom, 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 delivered from those fucking nuclear missiles, okay, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh. Okay, what are we doing right now? We're rehearsing the righteous acts of Yahweh. The Lord said in Jeremiah, turn back, ye backsliding children. Turn back and do what? Just sit there idled? Jeremiah chapter 3 and 22, return, ye backsliding children, and I will heal your backslidings. Behold, we come unto thee, for thou art Yahweh, our power. Okay? There's action behind that. You know, we just turning back. Turning back from what? There's got to be an A to B to turn back from one destination to another. So we are walking in our lives, 1 Peter chapter 4, where we were off the will of the Gentiles, where we were doing things and doing things, acting, behaving, just like the Gentiles. Then when we turned back, they thought it strange. They said, what the hell? They're going back to A. And we're fully on our way to B. Shit, can't wait till I get to Z, right? That's the mindset that they got. So we're turning back, and by turning back, we're serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. He expects us to walk, conduct, behave, ourselves in a certain manner. Jeremiah chapter 3 and 14, turn back. Turn, O backsliding children, Slakia, saith Yahweh, for I am married unto you. See? So right there, you already know the Lord is married unto us as a people. He's not married unto other nations. Okay? And I will take you, one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion, and I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Pastors according to his heart, according to his mind, that shall feed you. Okay? Those pastors that you got now out there, they're not according to the mind of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. This is why you're so mad. This is why you're so upset. Because you've been duped. Okay? But we haven't been duped. Alright? So hey, man. Why are you so mad? We know why you're so mad. Okay? You're stuck in the world. So with that, all praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh. B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to all the Akim doing and pushing his word in sincerity and truth worldwide. And a sincere shalom to the elect. I hope you're edified. Lord willing, to the next time. Wach abad babal. Shalom Akim.